Hey guys, my name is Kalpesh and welcome to my YouTube channel Automotive Cracks. If you are eager to learn about automotive technology, you are at the right place. So please subscribe this channel and stay updated. Hey friends, in this video I am going to explain you the constructional detail of the internal combustion engine, which is also known as the IC engine. The most of the combustion vehicles which are existing, they are equipped with the IC engine. So I am going to show you what is inside the internal combustion engine. Let's see. Before we move ahead for the constructional detail of the IC engine, first we need to understand what does it mean. So basically IC engine, or we can say internal combustion engine, it is one type of a heat engine. Now again the question is, what does heat engine means? So we can say that heat engine, that means it is a device which can convert the chemical energy of a fuel into mechanical work with the help of combustion. Broadly, the heat engine can be classified into two ways: external combustion engine and internal combustion engine. Our area of interest for this video, it is internal combustion engine. Now most of the time people are defining the IC engine in the wrong manner. They are simply saying that combustion takes place inside the cylinder, that means it is the internal combustion engine. But this kind of a definition leads to misconception. So let's see how can we define the IC engine in the exact manner. So this figure, it is the external combustion engine, which is known as a combustion boiler. Now in the construction of combustion boiler, we can observe that it is made of the cylindrical vessel, and here is the combustion chamber. So if we are defining IC engine, like as I said, the combustion takes place inside the cylinder, that means IC engine. In this case it goes completely in the wrong way. Actually this is the external combustion engine. In this video I am going to explain IC engine, so we are not more concerned about the external combustion engine. Now we can, for internal combustion engine, we can define as it is the type of heat engine in which the combustion takes place at the place inside the cylinder where actual work is required. I am again repeating, the combustion takes place at the same place inside the cylinder where work is required actually. It is a type of heat engine in which the combustion takes place at the same place inside the cylinder where work is required actually. This is known as a IC engine. Let's move ahead. In the construction detail of an IC engine, we will look for different components. We are going to see the all major components which are the parts, which are the important parts of the IC engine. Okay. In this figure you can see, for examples, we have a camshaft, intake valve, combustion chamber, cylinder block, crankcase, we can say exhaust valve, cylinder head, cooling water jackets, piston, crankcases, and more. Okay. There are lots of more small and big components in the construction of the IC engine, but in the multiple videos we are focusing on the main major components. Okay. Let's see one by one. The first one, it is the cylinder block. The cylinder block is the basic frame of liquid cooled engine, whether it is an inline or V type of engine. Okay. Again I am repeating, the cylinder block is the basic frame of liquid cooled engine, whether it is a inline engine or V engine. It contains cylinder, it contains the passage for the water jackets, it contains a small passages for the lubrication system too. The cylinder block is one-piece casting usually made of an iron alloy that contains nickel and molybdenum, and sometimes aluminum alloy can be used as a basic material for the cylinder block. Aluminum alloy, it can be utilized whenever we have a gross weight. It is the major consideration. Another important component, it is the piston. Okay, you can see in this picture that lots of different types of shape of a piston we can observe, but if we are closely observing the overall structure of the piston, we can say that the construction of the piston, it will be look like inverted glass. From the top view we can say that it will look like a solid. When we are observing from the bottom, it will be look like the hollow cylindrical construction. So the top portion of the piston, it is known as a crown, and the bottom portion from the last piston ring, it is known as a skirt. Okay. Skirt, it is the very much important portion of the piston, because if the piston doesn't have a skirt portion, then the seizing effect of the piston may be created. The material of the piston, we can say a piston can be made of the cast iron or the aluminum alloy. The next important component, we can say piston rings. The piston rings seals the compression gases above the piston and keep the oil below the piston rings. Okay. In majority cases, all the manufacturers, they are utilizing 3 to 5 piston rings in internal combustion engine. The piston rings can be classified into two groups. One, we are calling it the pressure ring. Second, it is the oil ring. The topmost piston ring, it has to resist the huge amount of pressure which is generated by the combustion process. That's why the first topmost piston ring, it is known as a pressure ring. The bottommost piston ring, it is a part of lubrication system, and if we are observing the construction of the last piston ring, it will be look like this. You can say it will work like a scraper. Okay. It is a part of lubrication system. The lubricating oil which is splashed by the lubrication system to the cylinder wall, that can be collected back to this crankcase with the help of the bottommost piston ring, and that's why this last piston ring, it is known as a oil ring. The next important parameter we are considering, that is the piston pin. The piston pin, it connects the piston to the connecting rod. It is also known as a wrist pin, and it connects the piston to the small end of the connecting rod. It transfers the force and allows the rod to swing back and forth. Okay. Whatever forces are generated with the help of the flue gases inside the cylinder, that forces transfers with the help of this piston ring to the connecting rod. Construction of the connecting rod, if we are observing in this picture, we can say that in the construction of connecting rod has a two ends. One, we are calling it the small end, and another we are calling it the big end. Okay, again small end and big end. Okay, now this connecting rod connects the piston with the help of piston pin to the crankshaft, and this is the important parameter, we can say, which can helps us to convert the reciprocating movement of a piston into the rotary movement of the crankshaft. The small end of the connecting rod, it is a integral part of the whole body, whereas the big end of the connecting rod, it is made of two halves. It is splitted into two halves. Okay. The reason behind such kind of a construction is to provide the ease while assembling and disassembling the connecting rod with the crankshaft. Okay. It helps us during the overhauling process of the IC engine. Crankshaft. In the construction of crankshaft, we can observe that the overall construction of the crankshaft, it is completely irregular, you can say. Okay. The figure shows the crankshafts for the multi-cylinder engines. Now, along the piston pin and connecting rod, this component, it helps us to convert the up and down movement, reciprocating movement of a piston into the rotary movement of the crankshaft, and this rotary movement in terms of torque we are transferring up to the wheels. So crankshaft we can consider the most important parameter in the construction of IC engine. We can observe the small holes in this figure. These are the small holes which are a part of the lubrication system. The crankshaft can be mounted with the help of journal bearings, and due to its complete irregular shape, as I said, the big end of the connecting rod, it is split into two halves, okay, which helps us during the overhauling process, or sometimes we need to replace the bearings for second or third number of connecting rod. Then that splitted halves can be more useful in place of the integral body. The question is, this kind of question can be asked in the competitive exam. The question is, which is not a part of the IC engine? Okay. The options are crankshaft, valves, accumulator, piston, and the answer is C, alternator. Why? Because alternator is an external device which produces electricity to charge the battery. It is not part of the IC engine assembly. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching this video. I will try to cover all components in the multiple consecutive videos. Thank you and stay tuned. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe this channel and click on the bell button, so whenever I will upload something, you will get notified first. Thank you.